Welcome, welcome. It's day 1 in our 12 days of tags for 2024. You know the drill. Each day I'll bring you a different video tutorial. You can tag along with me and share your makes in my Facebook group, which is called Karen Telfer Craft Creative Community. And there you post every day and everyone else can share your gorgeous creations. You'll get a different video. It's stored in the Facebook group. It's stored on my YouTube channel. And it's only 12 days. So you can all keep up and have heaps of fun. So today, something unusually coloured for me. But I really rather like it. So we're going to be using a fir tree stamp. The one that I've used is from Sweet Poppy Stencils, but any one from your stash will do. I've got some die cuts, and for this one I used a Sizzix die. But if you don't have any dies, you can cut it out, stamp, stencil, whatever you like there. I've used some interesting coloured ribbon and lots of layered card. And I'm going to show you how we do that. The first thing that we're going to do is start with our corrugated card. So I've got quite a bit of this. My son moved a few years ago and I had fun pulling the top off the card. So here's just a normal piece of cardboard. If you haven't got it from packing boxes, you can use it from any delivery that you've had recently. And all I do is I use a pokey tool and just pull off. If you haven't got a pokey tool, you can use a knife and just pull off the top layer. And then you're left with this lovely corrugated base. Look, and actually, I actually find it really therapeutic just tearing all the little bits off. Look at it. And so, what you're going to do is just tear it and tear it. So here I've got a rectangular piece of card, which is 6.5 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to measure 1 centimetre in from the side, 1 centimetre in from this side, turn it over 1 centimetre down from that side, and 1 centimetre down from this side. So you can see now I've got that angle. And I'm just going to place my scissors corner to corner where I've made those marks and just snip the edges. And that is how I make every single one of my tags. So for this one, we're going to put layers of paper. So I just went to my stash. I want some watercolour card for the top. This one here. So I've picked out a bit of watercolour card. I die cut my leaves from different coloured greens. Quite muted greens, and you'll see I'm going to mute them even more by putting a bit of brown ink on there. But here we go. So I cut a few of those out. So we've got some of those. And then I've got different coloured browns, beiges, that type of thing. I found this. This is the last piece of this card that I've got. Thought it's super fun. If you don't have it, you can stamp your own. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to tear bits of paper. So here. Now, tearing paper is quite an interesting thing. You'd think, what can she teach me about that? But if you tear it towards you, then in the places like this, you get whatever's underneath. Now, in this piece of card, that is fabulous. But sometimes, for instance, if I was to tear this one, if I tear it towards me, you'll end up with the white visible. Whereas if I turned it over, because it's not double-sided, if I turned it over and tore it that way, then you don't see the white bit. So it depends what look you're after. For this one, I'm going to tear it all along the edge here so that I get a nice... Now, there's no art to this one. So when you're tearing, you try and tear it. This is easy to tear because it's thick card. See? Look at that. That's super. I'm just going to tear a bit off the bottom. There we go. Layer one right along the edge there. And then I'm just going to tear various bits of my card paper and layer it over my corrugated card. That's a bit big, but I don't want that. Maybe I'll put this at the bottom. Now this is where you can spend hours just playing. Oh yes, I like that. I might tear this down a bit. You can spend hours building up your layers. Oh, look at that. I like that. Even if I say so myself. And then I'm going to put this one, because I want this writing to stick out. I might just put this underneath here. I'm liking that already. And you can carry on, play to your heart's content, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our little piece of watercolour card, our focal point. Now, the size that I landed up with is 4.5 centimetres by 6.5 centimetres. That's going to fit quite nicely in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Sweet Poppy stamp, but as I said, any fir stamp, little fir tree stamp will do. I'm going to take Distress Oxides. I've got gathered twigs here. Now, if you don't have this colour or this ink, you can colour it in with your brush markers or any other ink. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Bear in mind, this is watercolour card. And I'm going to take my little spritzy bottle and I'm just going to very lightly, so here is my hand, here is my, quite a bit of a distance here from your spritzy bottle to your stamp. Just a couple of little sprays. And I'm going to stamp it once and twice. I don't know if there's enough on that one, so I'm just going to give it another little spritz. I love it. Look. So isn't that super fun? Look, love that effect that you get on watercolour card with just your stamps. Just going to clean my stamp off. Now I'm going to set that aside to dry while I fiddle about with my composition. I do not stick anything down until I'm happy with all my layers, that I've got the right bits showing, that it's interesting. So I'm going to have a play. Okay, so you can see I've stuck my base layers down. I'm now happy that I can stick my watercolour card down. There's no limit to how many layers you put on this. The corrugated card at the bottom will hold it all. There we go. And of course, we've still got our cutouts to put over the top, but I didn't want them bright green because otherwise they'll look odd against my muted background. So I've just taken my gathered twigs again, take my stencil brush, and I'm just going to dull them like that. Not too definite, but just here and there. As I say, a bit different colours for me, but it's good to try different new things, isn't it? So each of my videos is about never long more than 15 minutes. It's usually between 5 and 10, if I'm honest. I just want it achievable for you all. Achievable in our busy lives. Look at that. So we're just gonna, just playing around with him, just like that. Put them there. Now, just coming to my ribbon. I just picked some ribbon from my stash, right? Some cord twine. You can see I've got different coloured, different thicknesses and textures here. These are 30 centimetres long. And to make my loop, I just have got one loop there. I'm going to make another loop there. And I'm just going to tie them around. And there we have our lovely little loop. Oh, that's fun. Look how they fall. Just so much fun. And then we're just going to glue it all together like that. Before we put our loop on, I'm just going to pop these on now. And I'm going to put, I actually am going to put a little white reinforcer up here, because I think that contrast against there is going to be quite fun. And then I'm just going to put a blob of glue to hold these three together. I want that one to come out a bit like that. Just so that they're held. And then once we put them onto the tag, they'll glue nicely together. I like that. Now, before we put our ribbon on, we're going to do two things. We're going to go around the edges and just distress the edges. So with my brush, just like that. Love it. That's one. The second thing we're going to do is just put some white splatters on it. So as I said, you can use white acrylic paint, or you'll see me use this one a lot because it's really super bright white. My fan brush, just to create, make it a bit more liquidy there, so that when you splatter it, it will splatter nicely off the brush. If it's too thick, you just land up with big fat blobby bits. So I've concentrated more of that snow towards the bottom here, but it's nice that it's over the foliage as well. There we go, super. Let's just clean this off. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of glue on that one there because it's a bit fragile. That's better. But I like the fact that these are popping up, because it, you know, it gives you that bit of extra depth. Love it. And then I'm just going to use my glue. I'm not going to punch a hole in this one. Most of the others have got a punched hole in it. Here we go. like that. Now I've just got a bit popping up the edge of the top there. Snip that off. Here we go. Oh, look at it. There's our first tag. I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. I cannot wait to see what you make. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.